The disappearance of Charles "Black Bart" Bowles, the stagecoach robber, Civil War veteran, serving in the Union, rising to rank of sergeant, convict, and poet. Charles Earl Bowles, better known by the moniker Black Bart, was not your ordinary outlaw of the American West. Operating in Northern California and the Southern Oregon Trail between 1875 and 1883, he became a folk hero to some, known for his polite demeanor, his lack of actual violence, and his playful poems he would, at times, leave at the scene of his crimes. He was born in Norfolk, England in 1829, and his family emigrated to New York when he was a child. Like many of his generation, the lure of gold drew him west to California in the 1850s. It is likely during this period he gained an intimate knowledge of the rugged terrain and the stagecoach routes he would later rob. Black Bart's, also known as the Gentleman Bandit, career in crime started late in life, after the Civil War, when he was in his mid-40s. His first recorded robbery was on July 26, 1875, in Calaveras County, California. He worked alone, on foot, and he oft-times would sport a long linen duster coat and a bowler hat covered by a flour sack with eye-holes for a mask. Notably, his shotgun was rarely loaded, unknown, of course, to his victims. The Gentleman Bandit conducted himself as such, using a polite and professional manner, saying things like, "Please throw down the strongbox, sir," and "Thank you." This was a stark difference from the other outlaws of the time who resorted to violence, making him an almost mythical figure. Adding to his mystique, he would occasionally leave a poem behind. One such robbery was on August 3, 1877. He left the following behind.
I've labored long and hard for bread, for honor and for riches, but on my corns too long you've tread, you fine-haired sons of bitches.
Black Bart eluded capture for 8 years, committing at least 28 robberies. His regular victim, Wells Fargo and Company, hired notably Detective James B. Hume to bring him to justice. His days were numbered. During a robbery on November 3, 1883, in Copperopolis, California, stagecoach driver Reason McConnell fired a shot at Black Bart and wounded him in the hand, forcing him to leave behind several personal items, including a handkerchief bearing a laundry mark. This seemingly insignificant clue proved to be his undoing. Detective Hume traced the laundry mark to a San Francisco cleaner's and to a seemingly respectable elderly man named Charles E. Bolton, an alias Bowles used. Bolton was known for his dapper appearance, his refined manners, and his frequent mining business trips to the countryside, trips that conveniently coincided with Black Bart's robberies. The law had caught up to him. When confronted, he openly confessed. His trial was a sensation. People were surprised that he was the notorious Black Bart and not a hardened criminal, rather an articulate, well-dressed older gentleman. He was convicted and sentenced to 6 years in San Quentin prison, where he was a model inmate and released early for good behavior in January of 1888. Upon his release, reporters swarmed him in paparazzi style, each trying to get the first story. Asked if he would go back to a life of crime, he replied,
No, gentlemen, I'm through with crime. Didn't you hear me say, I am through with crime?
What happened to our Gentleman Bandit remains a mystery. The last confirmed sighting of him was in Visalia, California, in February of 1888. Some reports suggest Wells Fargo was paying him a stipend to keep him from returning to his old ways, while others speculated he was once again trying his luck as a prospector. One thing we know is he vanished from historical record, leaving behind a legend.